Of course, that word actually is a very big word. Accountability is a very big word because it also comes with responsibility, and it also implies that they can be sued. But I'm not saying that they can be sued, and I hope that it won't happen because the overall accountability to meet compliance always rests on the board. Okay, and the Shariah committee actually is supposed to play the role of supporting the board, ensuring that Shariah compliance can be achieved. That's, if I can answer that question.
What was the third question? Can
the SGF help? Oh, okay. Thank you, Sheila. I don't think anybody wants to sue us anyway. I hope nobody wants to sue us anyway. It's quite subjective anyway to sue the scholars because of non-compliant. Even though a lot of cases now, some of the cases directed toward discussing whether a contract is compliant or not. But for the time being, nobody tried to put the burden on Shariah advisors because they said something which they think not approved. Because most of the time, the cases that we have so far, the non-compliant is more on the procedure, not on the pronouncement. I mean, for you to have what we call the material facts that can be sued against is another issue. I think you are legal people, you know about that. It's not easy also to produce. But I really hope that that would not happen. But theoretically, that can be done. Theoretically. But the burden of proof that the Shariah scholars fail to exercise their right, their responsibility, or to dispose their responsibility in the right manner is against a burden of proof which is quite difficult to prove on that. If you manage to prove, I think you have the right. Suddenly he signed on his, when he was dreaming, maybe you can sue him, maybe, which I don't think happened anyway. That's my joke on that. Another issue is about whether SGF can help the writing. I believe SGF tried to formulate a more holistic Shariah advisory in the bank or in the Islamic finance, including, among others, is the rating agency. However, for us to engage rating agency, SGF alone is not enough. You know why? SGF is about regulating the procedure and the governance, not about some other people to understand how they should see Islamic finance. If I understand you correctly, for example, people are talking about moving toward equity base, for example. How the SGF can help to promote more equity base, for example. Then people are talking again, when you want to have equity base, Sharia alone is not enough. Other stakeholders of Islamic finance has to be in. One of the main component is rating agencies. I give you an example. We have discussion lately on the concept of tanazul, wave of right, upfront wave of right. If you want to do sukuk with tranches, with ranking, senior and junior, for example, one of the component is that sometimes the rating of senior and junior is different. Therefore, when you issue sukuk or when you issue a commercial paper, for example, you want to have that kind of ranking because the risk profile is different, the return is different, the rating is different, even though they are only in one same sukuk or commercial paper. This is unconventional. The same thing is also applied in Islamic. For you to have the benefit of tanazul, for example, the benefit of ranking, one of the concepts that has been introduced is the use of upfront tanazul. I'm not saying I agree or not to that. I have a paper on that. But my point is very simple. Why we need to have that? Because of the rating. We try to propose one thing without all the upfront tanazul and everything. We put back to the rating agency. They kata, your bond is junk. Your bond is junk. As simple as that. On the junior part, your bond is junk. On the senior part, your bond is investment rating. But the junior, junk. Simply because of there is no mitigation of the ranking of the, I hope people understand what I'm talking now, on the rating of the sukuk for that. So to engage a rating agency, I think we need another forum, another medium, another thing for them to engage them with the understanding on how for them to rate equity base, how for them to rate debt base, how for them to rate many things. That is rating agency. In Malaysia, we are quite stable, we are quite I think certain with the tax. But in some other countries, the tax is another issue. The beneficial right, I was in Japan, discussing with Japan. Japan is a civil law country. They don't understand the beneficial interest or legal interest. To them, you sell, full stop. There is no understanding of, I sell the beneficial ownership, I sell the legal ownership. I say, what are you selling actually? They don't understand at all, because they are not common law country. So, how for us to engage with them on the understanding of the legal environment to be able to accommodate the practice of Islamic banking and finance. SDF alone can help, but not the only. We need to engage them with other things as well. That is my view on engaging other stakeholders for them to understand Islamic finance and to see Islamic finance the way people like us see Islamic finance.
Thank you, Doctor. We very quickly reaching 5 o'clock. I think I have to give. Please.
Her question first before coming to you. Well, basically you were asking in terms of the Shariah governance framework as to whether rating agency does really look at it. Well, in principle, before even
it's good also for you to explain yourself. They don't understand you are rating people.
Sorry?
Introduce yourself first.
Oh, okay. I'm Zakaria Othman. I'm from Rating Agency Malaysia, RAM Ratings. Okay. Now, exists, I'm going I would say that to be fair to the rating agency as well, because you talk about rating agency, so there's a need to be a representation here. Now, back to your question, you're saying that will Sharia governance framework help in the rating? Well, as I said, before even Bank Negara enforce on the Sharia governance framework, when we do our review of all the Islamic financial institutions, we look at the whole process, in the sense that we look even in detail in terms of the products, services. Should we have any doubt, then we have got to go back to the Sharia advisors. Of course, as far as we are concerned, we do not have the authority to say that, oh, this is non-Sharia compliant or whatsoever. More often than not, what we do is just that should we have any kind of doubt or not really comfortable with the structure or what so, we will get in touch. We will get in touch with the particular scholar or the respective scholars to actually explain. I mean, well, it is evidence from the recent twice Chagamas Sukum Alim, which I've been dealing a lot with Dr. from RG. So again, I'm saying that it's already been there. It's just that when Ben Negara comes up with this Sharia governance framework, so in other words, it actually helped us in terms of facilitating. But there have been occasions where financial institutions come back to us and say, why are you questioning on the Sharia governance? I said, no, we are not questioning on the Sharia governance, but we are very much on the compliance of the regulatory requirement. For instance, the deadline of that Sharia governance framework is supposed to be 30th June 2011. So when we question them in terms of have you complied, have you had research teams kind of thing, so they come back to say, why are you asking on the Sharia? So my answer was that we are not asking on the Sharia, we are not looking into the Sharia compliance, but we are much on the regulatory requirement. So that's the decision. So back to Dr. Aznan's issue in terms of the debt base, in terms of you're talking about the methodology of so-called debt base, equity-based kind of thing. Again, as I mentioned to some of the scholars, who say that as far as, I'm talking from the Malaysian perspective. The Malaysian perspective, the reason why, as far as rating is concerned, we have almost similar methodology in dealing with both sukuk, because in Malaysia, particularly, sukuk musyarakah or sukuk mudarabah, towards the end of the day, it is almost going towards the debt base. It's a fixed income where you have this tanazul, you have this top-up mechanism, we have the purchase undertaking. Towards the end of the day, it's still equivalent to the debt base. Equivalent to the, equivalent to the, asset-based. In the sense that we look at the whole thing. Because, yeah, you have the structure, but again, the asset itself is like, yes, you have the asset, it's supposedly to be like a musharaka or mudaraba, supposed to be a profit sharing, but towards the end of the day, the return will be fixed. So that's the reason why at this point of time, until and unless the Sharia scholars step in and say that no more top-up mechanism, no more purchase undertaking, then rating agency will follow suit in looking into the methodology. Thanks.
Thank you, Zakir.
Among ourselves on that matter. I think we have to avoid passing the ball to somebody else. That's the point now. Shariah scholars, rating people, everybody has to avoid looking at one another. Hey, this is yours, not mine. I think the time has come for us, rather than the economists passing to the Shariah, Shariah passing to economists, economy passing to rating, rating passing to Negara, Negara passing to SC, SC passing to the accounting, and then we don't know at the end of the day, bank is in whose, whatever. So I think the time has come for us, rather than passing the ball to anybody else, now we take the ball and try to discuss what we should do with this ball now. I think that's what we try to do. I think the SDF, one of the things, try to bridge that way. In the Shariah Advisory Committee, for example, now you can have 3 at least Shariah, and another 2 is economists. Of course, economists, those with the spirit of Islam. We don't want economists, just normal conventional economists, understand nothing about Islamic banking and then want to talk about Islamic banking. We don't want that. Even we don't want to have an economist, for example, saying that Islamic banking is not Islamic, so what you do, I do conventional. That kind of economy we don't want. We want someone who wants to improve Islamic banking and finance rather than destroying it. That one thing. I think that's the time has come for us to work together hand in hand. I think Institute of Islamic banking and finance is one of the places where we try to do that. I believe Azmi is there. He can talk about that. I'm not trying to satisfy him anyway. But I think that's the way forward for that. Rather than passing the ball again and again, and you really don't know where the ball, now take the ball, discuss what to do with this ball among ourselves.
I think we have come to the final question, and I have to give it to my teacher, Dr. Azman, because he's still marking my papers. Please.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd like to thank the speakers. I have only 2 questions. Actually, I just want to share. This has been discussed in the industry among the players in the market. Issue number 1, I want to address to Haji Rustam, pertaining to the reporting line of the Shariah Committee. The decision made by the Shariah Committee is to be presented to the BOD. So it seems like in the framework, the Shariah Committee is at the same level of the CEO, and then both are reporting to the BOD. So the issue is, what if the BOD wants to overrule the decision made by the Shariah Committee? Okay. Not only in the products, sometimes when it comes to the purifications of the non-halal or tainted incomes, the amounts, for example, the Shariah Committee decide that this amount shall be channeled to the charity and we cannot recognize as income. And sometimes even to the beneficiary of this purification amount. And it happens in the industry, some players in the markets, where, according to this framework, it seems like that the BOD will have a final say. So the Shariah Committee only propose to them, and then they will have a final say, they will decide. So, of course, you mentioned just now the Shariah Committee can make a complaint to the central bank. But if the management or the BOD know that who is this Shariah Committee who is making complaints to the central bank, later on maybe they will not continue the contracts. And they can put any reasons they like. It's not qualified, or doesn't perform well, it's not well prepared for the meetings, for example. So this is one question, one issue about overruling